good YouTube? It's Elliot here from Neanderthal Fitness, back, and it may be a bit echoey here, so we'll listen to the sound and see. Sounds like it might be a little bit to me, but hey. So this is potentially my main new filming spot. Nice clear white backdrop. As you saw in my very short last video, living situation has changed, moved to somewhere new location, much better, not living with certain people without getting slanderous. I was before, and essentially it was just more difficult to film and stuff, so we don't need to go into that. We just need to go into getting back on track, right? So welcome back, glad you could be here, glad you haven't unsubscribed, if indeed you haven't, and if you have, click that subscribe button right now. But anyway, on with the show. So back on the bulking series, and basically I took a short hiatus. My last couple of weeks in the old place, everything kind of went a bit to pot, but here it's just me and my other half, so we have the kitchen to ourselves. You know, we can cook, do whatever. I don't have to worry about fitting my stuff in a fridge with someone else, pardon me, which is a big issue when you drink as much lacto-free milk as I do and eat as much beef as I do, which takes up a lot of space in the fridge. So I'm going back to pretty much my eating plan as it was before, with a few tweaks. So I'm just going to talk through the basics today. Before I go back onto the meal plan, I'm just going to say I haven't measured myself yet. I weighed myself this morning. I want to say it was 148.2 pounds this morning. So I haven't really lost that much weight. The scale weight would have been on just before the start of this, at the start of the video, not before obviously, not preemptive video, but at the start of this video you will have seen exactly what it is. But I believe it was 148.2, so I haven't dropped that far down. But obviously at the rate I was going before, I should be well over 150 now, getting bigger, getting stronger. So just getting back to that basically. So as I said, I haven't measured myself yet. I'm going to do that this afternoon, but we're losing light, so I thought I'd film now. So if I manage to find the tape measure while I'm packing, because obviously we're still moving and everything's still packed up in the house, the measurements will appear now. Okay, so either they did or they didn't. Only you know, because you're in my future. How weird does that feel? You are a time traveler. But anyway, back to the meal plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have for breakfast is just going to be the Hench Weight Gainer Shake. So that's 600 calories. I'm probably also going to have a piece of fruit and maybe a slice of toast with butter or something on. But it's just stuff that I can make really easily and quickly in the morning, so I don't have to get up super early to get to work. So yeah, 600 calories from the shake, because I use 80 grams of the powder, the Hench High Calorie Mass Gainer powder, and 500 mils of whole, usually whole milk. Actually, I've had to get semi-skimmed this week, which sucks, but that's all they had of the lacto-free. And I really can't drink the regular stuff because I just can't, right? Being lactose intolerant, there's a certain amount you can withstand, like cheese and stuff and yogurt to a degree, but milk just literally shoots straight through me, and ain't nobody wants to see that. So had to go semi-skimmed, which means the calories are going to be slightly lower. So definitely this week you're going to have a piece of fruit and a slice of toast or something, just to make it more solid and add a few more calories. Normally that should take me up to like 7, maybe 800. Today probably more like, or this week 600-700, because I've got slightly lower calories in the milk. It's not a huge amount, but it is a bit lower. I can't remember exactly, but I'll revisit that in a video later. So yeah, so that's going to be breakfast. Lunch I haven't entirely decided on. I want to do something more healthy for the lunches than I normally do. So I'm thinking some couscous, some frozen vegetables that I can just do the night before, right? Couscous you just stick boiling water on, good to go. So some couscous with some butter and black pepper in, adds up the calories and makes it taste better. Some vegetables, because I'm not getting enough at the moment, and then some kind of protein, whether that's going to be like mackerel, because it's just easy from a tin and tuna's a bit crap and all the mercury in that, or I don't know, chicken or whatever. It'll be some kind of meat, couscous and vegetables. I think and then maybe like a banana and something else just to bring up the calories. I want to try and make that meal around about 1,000 calories, which I seriously think I'll struggle with couscous, because for me couscous is more of a dieting food. It's got high protein content for a grain type thing, for a carb type thing, but really low calories per gram compared to rice or pasta. But it's just easy to produce and it's cheap, so I'm going to base a meal with that as my main carbohydrate source at lunch, and it's just nicer to have something that you can heat up at work rather than sandwiches. But tomorrow I might have sandwiches because I need to go to a supermarket. We've got couscous, but I don't think we've got enough other stuff. So maybe like tuna mayo sandwiches tomorrow, and then couscous and stuff throughout the rest of the week. Dinner is going to be my old staple, 2 servings of the boil in the bag white basmati rice. A lot of people don't know, but unless new research has come out and changed this, white basmati rice is lower on the glycemic index than brown rice. So it's actually like you've got white rice, it's really bad for you and going to give you diabetes. Then you've got brown rice, and then I don't know where wild rice comes in there. So you've got white, brown, and then basmati is even better. So basmati is suggested for diabetics over brown rice. So I'm using that because I'm really conscious of eating a lot of carbs. My dad has become diabetic over time. Yes, my father is quite overweight, or was for a large portion of his life. So that's obviously played an important factor, and I'm not overweight by any stretch of the imagination, but I still want to be conscious of eating too many carbs. So basmati rice for me, 250 grams of beef mince, half a tin of tomatoes, sometimes I bang some cinnamon, some black pepper, or whatever in to make it taste nice, and if I'm short on calories, grate some cheese on top. But that's around about 1,200 calories, like 50 plus grams of protein, and it's just a really nice, easy dinner meal. So that's staying the same, breakfast is staying the same, it's just lunch, I want to be a bit more healthy. So rather than having like some kind of high protein something sandwich, I'm going to have couscous, vegetables and some meat. So at round about, I want to be about 3,000 calories, try and hit that 150 pounds rather really soon. See my strength and everything go up. So gym is still going to be 3 times a week. I'm kind of dabbling with my routine. Couple of things. Guy, apologies, I forget your name, but you comment all the time, cool guy, mentioned something that I'd actually thought about, which was that you only need to do like lateral raises, front raises, etc. for your shoulders, and not really worry about overhead press, because I mentioned I've been experiencing a lot of shoulder pain at the moment. Not necessarily pain, but it feels like, you know, like clicking when you feel the tendons go, and just general things that I think, you know, wear and tear I don't want to make worse. It's come from doing a lot more benching than I used to do. It just tightens up the shoulder a lot, but if I overhead press first, my overhead press is weak. If I bench press first, my shoulder's too tight. So rather than overhead pressing straight overhead, I'm overhead pressing slightly in front, which is obviously puts you in a weaker position, and also it's more likely to cause shoulder injury, impingement, all that kind of shit. So it's bad. So I did consider that, and I tried that for 1 or 2 things, but for me, maybe it's because I'm already round shouldered, maybe it's something else, I don't know. I'm not an expert in that kind of physiology, just in workouts and nutrition to a lesser degree, but yeah, not in terms of like, you know, things that get messed up with posture and muscle imbalances and stuff. Is a little outside of my area of expertise, and I don't mind mentioning that. But basically for me, when I do lateral raises, I get so much more clicking. Like I can lessen it slightly if I start with the weights in front of me, the way Arnold used to do lateral raises. Start with the weights in front, lean ever so slightly forward, and bam, then I get less clicking. But if I just go for really strict from the side, it's so much clicking, and overhead pressing doesn't actually hurt my shoulders, and I've read in a lot of places overhead pressing actually heals the shoulders. My only concern was I want to get strong in the overhead press, and I can't do that if I'm trying to get strong in the bench on the same day, because it just doesn't work. But I still only want to train 3 days a week, because now the gym is quite far away from me, and it's a 20+ minute drive, so there and back after work adds on a lot to the day. So yeah, I want to stick to overhead pressing and benching on the same day. But what I've actually done is I've swapped out traditional flat bench for just dumbbell incline bench, so I've only got one pressing or one bench pressing movement. I've done that for a multitude of reasons. Dumbbell bench press activates the pecs more. It's better for hypertrophy than it is, bench press is more for strength. So I'm doing that to really try and build my chest, because it's always been a weak point. I'm quite narrow shouldered, I have a small torso, I'm much more limb dominant. So like I said, my arms gained like half an inch in 4 weeks. My chest and back combined, obviously the two biggest muscle groups of the upper body, maybe only added like, well, less than that. So basically, you know, my arm, I'm much more limb dominant essentially. My biceps and triceps grow more easily than my chest, so I'm sticking to that rather than flat bench. And once I've gained weight and potentially I'm training at a gym closer to home so I can train more often, or just want to train more often, whatever it may be, I will go back to flat bench because I really want to conquer that 135 weight. A lot of people say you ain't a man unless you can bench 135 pounds. I'm inclined to agree, that's what the average guy benches, so I want to be able to bench more than that. But right now, I was up to benching 50 kilos, which is, I guess, like 120 pounds, something like that, for sets of 10. And yeah, I'm just going dumbbell bench press just to strengthen and build the chest, and hopefully not take so much away from my overhead press, so I can build that up to 40 kilos from where I am now, which is stuck around 25-30, because I know I can do 30 if I haven't benched, but if I have benched first, then it makes it more difficult. So anyway, I've meandered my way around that for a long time, so we'll just leave that there. But basically those are the main changes. Dumbbell bench press instead of doing both regular and dumbbell incline bench press, and going back to overhead press as opposed to lateral raises. Hopefully I'm going to get some shoulder development, because my shoulders again are a weak point, they're lagging, so I'm probably going to train them first and then do the dumbbell bench press, but we'll see. Anyway, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Apologies it was long as fuck, but I haven't done a good video in a while. There will be videos coming out basically on a daily basis now, because I'm free to film whenever the hell I like. And I'm going to do some cooking stuff, more stuff about diet. I'm going to finish my fitness, whatever it was called, like fitness ABCs or whatever. So we've got to talk about cardio, we've got to talk about supplements, all those exciting things coming up. Also, you may see the Tashes coming in, so there's going to be a short video about what that is all about soon if you don't already know. Anyway, peace, love, dinosaurs, all of that stuff. As I already said, comment, subscribe, like. See you in the next video.